All right, this is Dr. Deborah. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist and a spiritual thought leader. My faith tradition is Christianity, but don't hold me to that in a box. I wanted to speak, when you hear me talking, you know why I said that. I wanted to speak to the all of the discussion around Jada Pinkett Smith's book Worthy, and I have heard nothing good about it. Even people that who I don't talk about this stuff a lot with people because most of the time I really don't care. And the only reason why I care this time is because, or I'm choosing to speak about it this time, is because I hear people being judgmental and punitive, and that's enough. Judgmental and punitive. And I don't understand. So I decided to read the book myself, listen to it in this case. And I think I've spoke about it already. But the more I think about it, it's a case study for me to bring our attention to how we treat people when we think they've been wrong or bad or I don't know, whatever the negative stuff is. And I've heard more than a few times that she's trying to get attention. And my first thought was, when babies are trying to get attention, we give it to them. I mean, if we care about the way they grow up. So what is wrong with giving someone who asks for attention attention? What is wrong with that? What does it hurt us to do that? But what more than anything, I hear everyone just going on and on about how she's, treating her partner, husband, Will, and I'm still saying I give her credit for speaking her own truth. He has his, we have ours, and we do what we do when we do what we do. So how then do we begin to learn how to accept whatever people offer as their best selves in that moment, even when we don't agree with it or don't appreciate it or think it is wrong? How do we begin to treat them with kindness and with love and with respect and honor, things that everybody wants? I'm thinking people always saying, what would do if it were you? How would you want people to respond to you if it were you? And some people say, well, if I'm doing it, whatever, then give me, treat me how you want to treat me, blah, blah, blah. But that's easy to say until it's you. Because when you're in the middle of something and trying to grow through it and you're trying to share it, now I'm assuming that she really don't care what we think, which is why she put herself out there that way. Because I can only assume that she is hoping that somebody who needs to hear that kind of narrative, the kind of truth that she offered, the kind of self-reflection and self-honoring, somebody needs to hear that. Somebody needs to be able to say, "Oh, damn, that's me," or "I'm the same way," or something. And I know there's too many people in the world for people not to respond that way. So I'm not talking to those of you who, like me, are okay with whatever she had to say because it was what she had to say. But also, as a therapist, I heard her just trying to talk it out, talk it through, make sense of it for herself and how she got through the different things that she went through and the things she had to do to come out on the other side trying to be a better person. And and for her, she had the means to do whatever crossed her mind as a possibility for healing, or whomever she met that could offer her something to help her heal. Would, as I sound like a preacher now, would that the rest of us go through such lengths to be better people, to be better with ourselves and those that we care about? So those are the things that jumped out for me, that stood out for me. Those are the things that I left the book saying, okay, and I kept on waiting for all this terrible stuff she said about her husband to come out, which I guess because I'm listening and I'm connected with whoever is talking to me. So I was connecting with her in a way that says, okay, well, help us understand that. And I got a full understanding. If I'm just thinking about another, if you were the person who's doing your memoir, If you're going to do it, then do it. And if you're going to have to do it, then don't do it because you're not telling the whole truth. So she had to tell the whole truth as she experienced it. But love, how to love, is what I'm inviting those of you who are listening to what other people are saying and just going along with it. Even if you read the book or heard the book the way I have, you have figured out something that that may work for you. However you came to it, my invitation is that you, and I keep saying you, and I should say we, soften our hearts so that we could hear her heart when she talks, and look for ways that we can learn something from her. And that applies to all of us. And I say that in my description. It is not just for her, it's for anybody who says, this is what happened to me, this is what has gone on with me, this is how I felt when it was happening, these are some of the things I did trying to make sense, trying to deal with who I am, and those, and love those around me. That's what we all want. So for us to attack her for doing the things that maybe we don't have the courage to do is not, I don't like the word fair, but it's not loving. Let's put it that way. That's my thing. It is not how you love somebody. You love them by giving them an open mind and heart when they're sharing. And when you don't understand or take offense to something, you can't really, you can, well, at the end of the book, you can, or especially when you listen to it, you can type in what your experience. So there's an opportunity for some give and take. But to just pass on bad information, that's not loving. That's the only thing I would say, because fair has nothing to do with grace. Grace is not fair, period. It's not fair. And grace is what I know love is. And my word for that is radical acceptance. That is to accept people just the way they come, no matter what you think about it. You accept them, you listen to them, you're open to them. This is something to learn. And I know it's not easy because I am a human being and I am still trying to learn these things. And but like Jada, we are clearly sisters on this, is if I have screwed up, I say to you and I say to me, I screwed up. And I know that that is the way to get on the other side of struggles that you have with others. Because most, I think I'm thinking here is Shakespeare or some other writer. I don't read them enough, or it's been a long time. But it talks about what's inside of us, inside ourselves. That's where the struggle is. That's where the problem is the struggle we have with ourselves. And when we can start acknowledging that there is no difference between us, I think spiritually underneath what you see, and start to honor that, because we all know when you're pointing your finger, you are really talking about yourself. When you are uh, judging someone, you are really judging yourself. That is just, that's a universal truth, I should say. But that's my time. But I wanted to chime in and say these things because you notice all the excitement, because I'm so tired of the way we treat each other. And so I'm Dr. Deborah. This has been How to Love, and there is a way to do it. There's a skill to it. If you need to learn how, if you're open to learning how, then reach out to me, Dr. Deborah at howtolove.us. Until then, just think about yourself when you hear yourself saying things about other people. And you hear it when I'm just gonna say this, then we'll go. Now listen. You hear it when you're saying it, but I'm asking you to contemplate it when it comes to you. And eventually, if you want to grow, if you want to be a better person, if you want to have better relationships, you'll change how you respond to others based on how you know you are and what you would want if that were you. Until next time, and there will be a next time, because this is my thing. It's been Dr. Deborah. How are you loving?